You weren't into her? And here's the question,
No, that's
who's
not
into Nicole Kidman?
That's not true, that's not true. That's why you gotta have context.
I was like, where was your bar for you?
Hollywood marriages are often under the microscope, but few have captivated the world like the union of Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman. Their love story seemed like a fairy tale. Two global superstars devoted to one another, raising a family together and sharing moments that fans around the world adored. Yet behind the cameras and public appearances, whispers of strain and tension occasionally surfaced. Now, at 57, Keith Urban has finally opened up about the reasons that led to the end of their marriage. After years of speculation, rumors, and curiosity from fans, the country music superstar has revealed truths that had remained private. Insights into the pressures of fame, the challenges of maintaining a relationship in Hollywood, and the personal struggles that ultimately pulled them apart. The revelation has stunned fans and industry insiders alike. How could a marriage that appeared so solid publicly reach a breaking point? What were the personal challenges that both Keith and Nicole faced behind closed doors? This is more than a story of separation. It is a tale of love, commitment, heartbreak, and the complexities of balancing personal life with public expectation. In this documentary, we dive deep into Keith Urban's emotional journey, the factors that influenced his decisions, and the reality of a Hollywood marriage under pressure. From private struggles to public speculation, we uncover the story that fans have long waited to hear, a story that finally sheds light on why one of Hollywood's most adored couples parted ways. Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman's marriage was often portrayed as one of Hollywood's most enviable unions. To fans and the media, they seemed like a perfect couple. Two successful, high-profile individuals who found love in the chaotic world of fame and maintained it through decades of public scrutiny. From glamorous red carpets to intimate family moments, their life together appeared seamless, a blend of romance, creativity, and shared ambition. Yet behind the glossy images and carefully curated appearances, the reality of their relationship was far more complex. One of the biggest challenges they faced was the nature of their careers. Keith Urban's life as a touring musician was relentless. Endless hours on the road, recording sessions and performances kept him away from home for weeks, sometimes months. Nicole Kidman, meanwhile, balanced her career as one of Hollywood's most respected actresses with the responsibilities of motherhood and maintaining her public image. These demands created tension and fatigue, the kind that often goes unnoticed by the public, but weighs heavily on a marriage. Insiders say that the couple's love and respect for one another remained unwavering, but the pressures of fame and distance gradually created emotional strain. Keith has admitted in interviews that balancing family life with career obligations was one of the hardest challenges he faced. The constant need to provide, perform, and be visible in the public eye often came at the cost of intimate connection. Nicole, likewise, was navigating her own pressures, the need to remain relevant in a competitive industry while managing personal expectations and the scrutiny that comes with being a global superstar. Communication, too, was a challenge. Friends close to the couple described moments where tension was internalized rather than expressed openly, creating small distances that accumulated over time. What the world saw as a flawless partnership was, in private, a relationship requiring constant negotiation, compromise, and emotional resilience. It was not a lack of love, but a clash between human limitations and extraordinary lifestyles. Keith's recent revelations shed light on his state of mind during the marriage. He speaks of a constant balancing act, wanting to be present for Nicole and their children while also honoring his commitments to his career. He acknowledges that this tension sometimes caused frustration, not because of incompatibility, but because the demands of life made it difficult to maintain a perfect equilibrium. He has emphasized that respect, admiration, and affection for Nicole never wavered, even during the most challenging periods of their marriage. Relationships, no matter how celebrated or seemingly perfect, require work, understanding, and patience, challenges that are magnified under the unrelenting glare of fame. Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman's story is not just one of love or heartbreak. It is a reflection of the human struggle to balance ambition, personal growth, and intimacy. Their marriage, while ultimately ending in separation, was built on decades of devotion, shared experiences, and profound respect, a foundation that continues to influence their lives and interactions today. We will explore the pivotal moments that led to the strain in their relationship, the difficult choices both faced, and the reasons Keith Urban has finally chosen to speak openly about the end of one of Hollywood's most famous marriages. While Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman's marriage was built on love and mutual admiration, it faced several turning points that gradually reshaped the trajectory of their relationship. Behind the public displays of affection and supportive interviews lay private struggles that neither the media nor the fans could fully see. These moments, though subtle at the time, accumulated and created pressures that tested the strength of their bond. One of the most significant challenges was the relentless pace of their careers. Keith's constant touring and recording schedules often meant long periods away from home. While Nicole understood the demands of his profession, the separation created moments of emotional distance. For a couple who thrived on connection and shared experiences, this absence was felt deeply. Similarly, Nicole's acting career required travel, long shooting schedules, and attention to public appearances. Their individual commitments, while impressive professionally, occasionally left little time for intimacy and joint reflection, the foundation every marriage needs to stay strong. Another turning point was the weight of public scrutiny. Every appearance, every smile, and every interaction was analyzed and dissected by fans and tabloids. Rumors circulated, often suggesting tension or disagreement, and the couple had to navigate speculation alongside their private realities. Living under such constant observation placed an invisible but heavy burden on their relationship. Keith has spoken about the difficulty of maintaining authenticity when your life is constantly on display, noting that the pressure to appear perfect often conflicted with the very human moments of frustration, fatigue, or disagreement that inevitably arise in any marriage. Personal differences also began to surface over time. Sources close to the couple indicate that while their love was genuine, there were moments of misalignment in priorities, expectations, and communication styles. Keith, known for his easygoing and reflective nature, sometimes struggled to meet Nicole's high-energy, perfection-driven approach. Conversely, Nicole had to adjust to Keith's quieter, introspective tendencies. These differences, while not insurmountable, contributed to subtle tension that required constant negotiation and compromise. Keith has admitted that there were periods where he felt torn between devotion to his family and commitment to his career. He often questioned whether he could fully balance both worlds, and while he made every effort to be present and supportive, the strain sometimes became evident. In interviews, he has described the internal conflict as emotionally taxing, emphasizing that his choices were never about lack of love, but about managing the realities of two demanding lives intertwined in one marriage. Ultimately, these turning points, career pressures, public scrutiny, and personal differences converged to create challenges that proved difficult to overcome. The love between Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman never disappeared, but the relationship required adjustments and sacrifices that became increasingly complex over time. Both acknowledged the difficulties privately, understanding that sometimes, even with the deepest respect and care, relationships reach a point where change is necessary for individual growth and well-being, that the end of a high-profile marriage is rarely sudden or simple. It is often the result of years of accumulated pressures, difficult decisions, and human limitations. Keith Urban's willingness to speak openly about these turning points provides a rare glimpse into the personal struggles behind the public persona, offering fans a nuanced understanding of what it truly takes to navigate love, fame, and personal growth simultaneously. We will explore the emotional aftermath of the separation, how Keith and Nicole moved forward individually, and the insights he shared about healing, reflection, and life after divorce. The end of Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman's marriage marked a turning point not only in their personal lives but also in the way fans and the public viewed them. While the world often fixates on celebrity breakups as scandals or gossip fodder, for Keith and Nicole, it was a deeply human experience. one that involved grief, reflection, and ultimately, growth. After decades of sharing their lives, the separation forced both to reassess priorities, establish new boundaries, and rediscover themselves outside the context of their famous partnership. For Keith, life after the separation involved balancing personal healing with continued public exposure. Even as he maintained his career as a globally recognized musician, the divorce brought a period of introspection. Friends and insiders describe him as more reflective, more attentive to his emotional health, and increasingly focused on his family and children. The absence of constant marital negotiation allowed him to explore aspects of his identity that had been sidelined during the pressures of balancing two high-profile careers. Despite the personal challenges, Keith made a conscious effort to approach the separation with respect and dignity. He refrained from engaging in public disputes or making negative statements about Nicole, understanding that their shared history and mutual respect warranted discretion. In interviews, he acknowledged the difficulty of adjusting to life as a single parent while navigating the responsibilities of fame, but emphasized that his decisions were guided by love and care for his family. The emotional aftermath also highlighted the importance of communication, self-awareness, and empathy. Keith has shared that one of the key lessons from the divorce was recognizing the need to address issues proactively, rather than allowing them to fester. He reflected on the ways in which fame and busy schedules can unintentionally create distance between partners, and stressed that maintaining a healthy relationship requires constant effort, patience, and understanding. Meanwhile, the public reaction to the separation was a mix of curiosity, speculation, and support. Fans debated the reasons behind the split, while media outlets dissected timelines, appearances, and public statements. Amid this scrutiny, Keith's choice to speak candidly about the challenges he faced provided a rare glimpse into the personal realities of a life lived partly in the spotlight. It was a reminder that even those who appear larger than life face struggles, heartache, and the need to rebuild after loss. Ultimately, life after the separation allowed Keith Urban to redefine his personal and professional priorities. He became more intentional with his time, more present with his family, and more reflective about the ways in which fame can complicate relationships. While the marriage with Nicole Kidman ended, the lessons learned and the emotional growth that followed became an important chapter in his life story. Emphasizes that even when a relationship ends, it can serve as a foundation for self-discovery, resilience, and maturity. Keith Urban's willingness to share his experiences with honesty and introspection offers fans a deeper understanding of the man behind the music. Someone who navigates love, loss, and life with sincerity, humility, and reflection. We will explore the final revelations Keith Urban has shared, the truths he disclosed about the marriage, and the broader lessons about love, growth, and moving forward that emerge from his story. As Keith Urban reaches 57, he has finally spoken openly about the marriage that once captivated the world and its eventual dissolution. His reflections go beyond the gossip and speculation, offering a candid glimpse into the realities of love, commitment, and personal growth under the glare of fame. For Keith, sharing these insights is not about revisiting pain or blaming anyone. It's about understanding, learning, and helping others see that even the most celebrated relationships face real challenges. One of the most important lessons Keith emphasizes is the delicate balance between personal ambition and shared life. Both he and Nicole Kidman are extraordinary talents with careers demanding relentless energy and attention. Maintaining a marriage while pursuing individual passions requires communication, empathy, and flexibility. Keith admits that, despite their love, there were moments when the demands of work pulled them in different directions, creating subtle but persistent distance. Understanding this, he reflects, is essential to navigating any relationship, fame aside, where both individuals have demanding lives or responsibilities. Another key takeaway from Keith's reflections is the value of patience and emotional presence. He shares that during the marriage, moments of absence, whether due to tours, recording sessions, or Nicole's acting commitments, highlighted the importance of intentional connection. Love, he notes, is not just about devotion in good times, but consistent effort and attentiveness, particularly during challenging periods. He stresses that even small gestures of care and consideration can make a significant difference in sustaining a relationship. Keith also reflects on the role of personal accountability. He acknowledges the times he could have communicated more openly or addressed challenges sooner. These insights, he says, are not regrets but lessons that have shaped him as a partner, father, and individual. By sharing them publicly for the first time, he hopes to provide fans with a nuanced perspective that relationships are complex, that love alone is sometimes insufficient, and that personal growth often emerges through adversity. The separation, difficult as it was, also allowed Keith to focus on his family, particularly his children. He emphasizes that parenthood became a central anchor during this transition, providing purpose and grounding. Despite the divorce, both he and Nicole maintained a respectful, cooperative relationship, demonstrating that even after the end of a marriage, mutual respect and shared commitment to family can endure. Finally, Keith's reflections highlight the universality of love and loss. Though his story unfolds against the backdrop of global fame, the challenges he faced, balancing priorities, managing stress, and learning from mistakes, resonate with anyone navigating relationships. His willingness to share these experiences demonstrates vulnerability, courage, and authenticity, qualities that endear him to fans and humanize the life of a superstar. In conclusion, Keith Urban's journey through marriage, separation, and personal reflection offers invaluable insights into love, resilience, and growth. By revealing the truths behind his relationship with Nicole Kidman, he not only clarifies public speculation, but also provides lessons that extend beyond celebrity life. The importance of communication, the inevitability of challenges, and the enduring value of compassion, patience, and accountability. As Keith reflects on life, one thing becomes clear. Endings are not failures. They are opportunities for growth, understanding, and a renewed focus on what truly matters. His story is a testament to the fact that love, even when it changes form, leaves an enduring impact on our lives, shaping who we are, how we care for others, and how we move forward with wisdom and grace.